dealing with, but we have normalized that as long as we do it to each other, we shouldn't really talk about it. Or why you want to, like, even Brandon Johnson's girl said, why are you always getting on Brandon Johnson? Why not? He's the mayor. He's the mayor.
Yeah, why not?
Like if I
He's
was
the
the
mayor.
mayor,
Yeah, that you're
you
right.
think I would
You're
let
right.
somebody stand outside for 17 weeks? I just became mayor. I want to be a hero. That's the first thing I would have looked at was, let me see what
Yeah.
she's talking about. Then if I seen the corruption, I'm like, oh hell
Yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have been, yeah, like you let your ego birth really Chicago Fist Red. You let your ego, but you will forever. Brandon Johnson will forever be known of the person who helped Chicago Fist Red become a thing because he thought that he was going to ignore black us because we're black because that's what they're used to doing. They're used to Democrat party's used to ignoring us, used to throwing a little Section 8 voucher and our give us a little couple of dollars. Okay, you go over there now, go get us a little job. And say, I'll get you a little job. What you want? What you want? Get you a
Hmm.
little city job. Go put you over there on the side. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it. No.
I think the point that you made is important. I think that if you ask me, my thing is that I think for people to pay far more attention to local
Yeah.
government. I think to be more physically conservative, I think is the key, and that goes for both parties. At the end of the day, being more physically conservative is important because running at a big deficit is a problem. That's the first indication of a big problem. If you have a huge deficit, it's just like if you run in your house. If you had a large deficit in your house, that's the first indication something's wrong. Something has to change. So I think that's a big part of it. And I honestly think that whether you're talking
Yeah,
about
but it
federal
starts with your
government or local
local
government, I think
because
that the
and I want to make this very clear
start with your
too.
local.
I didn't even know Brandon Johnson. I
Yeah.
didn't even know this was the year of a new mayor when I decided to come back to Chicago and fight this fight with my mom. I just knew that hey, somebody gonna
Hmm.
settle this case. Like I don't want to hear about it no more. You know, y'all wrong. Y'all know y'all wrong. Y'all should be taking my mother through the blues with this. But when you look at it, if this would have been a Republican city, you understand, I would have, and I wouldn't get no help. You understand? I would have went the other way. You understand? I never, yeah,
Of
it was
course.
just like, I need help. You understand? I don't care, red, blue. We got an attorney general who's getting, all the attorney generals are getting paid off. All the judges are getting paid off. The prosecutors are getting paid off. So nobody cares about justice. No one does not want to help anybody get any justice anymore. So even with this election coming up with the governor, there's a lot of governors here that are running as Republicans, and they want our endorsement, Chicago Fist Red endorsement. You're not getting that. I won't even get on the phone with them.
Yeah.
Danny been on the phone with a couple of them. A couple of other people in our group been on the phone with them. I refuse to get on the phone with them because I'm not going to endorse anybody if you're not willing to take on this corruption. The city of Chicago has a corruption issue. They have a corruption problem, and we cannot continue the corruption problem because the corruption problem is we're broke. Okay, the black Chicago on the south side, west side, we have nothing. We have nothing because corruption has taken
Yeah.
everything that we've had in there because you put certain people in there that are vetted African Americans that will do what these white racist Democrats in this city will tell them to do. And if that's to sell out our communities, we will sell out the community. And we have been brainwashed, like you said earlier, that, you know, if I'm getting my ass beat, as long as I'm getting my ass beat by a black person. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody dealing with that.
Yeah. No, I think that's so true. I think ultimately you're right. I mean, there are people and again, branding is one of the most important things. They brand things from the very beginning when we're kids. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, they see commercials, they know
Right.
brands that they never even had before. So the branding of Democrat Republican for a long time, if you ask a young black person, a young black boy or girl, let's say high school age, you say, well, who's better for black people,
Right.
Democrats or Republicans? They'll tell you Democrat, because that's how they've been. That's what they know. That's what their mama, their grandmama, your grandfather, whoever. And the branding of it is, but I think that's changing. And to your point, younger people have to look beyond the branding and understand, like, yo, what's what's important to me as a constituent? What's important to me? How are things being ran? And to your point earlier, I think it's important for people to be involved in politics. It's not about, there's some people who are going to run for office. There's some people who are built for that. But getting involved in politics, I would say a bare minimum is understanding the politics of where you live and understanding what the hell's going on. Because I agree with you. Unless people stop thinking like, oh, as long as I'm getting my ass kicked by someone who look like me, it's all bueno. And that's actually worse than the racism that people are scared of. It's actually worse. And I totally agree with you. So I think that, you know, you all starting this movement is important. And I hope that, look, people criticize, and again, I didn't agree with a lot of things Charlie Kirk had to say, but even that Turning Point organization, those are just organization think tanks who apply pressure and have political alliances and all that. But the point is I like to see um, black groups come together politically, not just to automatically go with the boule, you know what I'm saying?
The
and, and, and,
Kool-Aid, the
and, and what already
juju.
works.
I call
No,
it juju.
you know what I'm saying? Y'all aren't just going against the grain just to be going
Yeah.
against the grain, is my point.